didn't work because this is too weak, and when I tightened the strings, I put the strings on. Yeah, it doesn't look as bad now because I've loosened them again, but when it just went back up again because it pushed the body and there's not enough strength on the plastic back to resist against the neck. So it looks like I'm going to have to either take off the fretboard and put a shim in, or saw off the neck and give myself an angle. What would you do? Okay, I'm going to put this up and ask you, what would you do? There's no strength in the plastic. I'm tempted to leave that in, seal up the back, and either lift off the fretboard. The one thing that's worrying me is that even if I cut the neck, is that going to just be so weak that it's not going to hold anything? I'm tempted to cut the neck off. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys have a chat about it and have a look at it and see what you think I should do. I'm in two minds. I'm gonna have to ponder on this now. Okay, back again. Let's just zoom out here. I showed you before that when you put a bit of I've taken that out, by the way. I've taken that all out. When you put a bit of pressure on it, the strings, there's just a minus bit of pressure on it. You can see the strings move. But the same applies that way. Put a little bit of outward pressure and the strings move that way, which tells me that this is just weak as anything, collapsing. So I toyed with several ideas, maybe putting this block further on up, but that's not going to do it either. So I think I'm going to have to go for the broom pole. And the broom pole option I've used on a guitar before, and I don't have a broom pole in front of me, but I use the expression broom pole. Let's just use that strut. What you do is you cut a hole in the bottom the size of the strut. No, it'd be actually more chunkier than that. You cut a hole in the bottom and you put that right up to the neck. And I wish I had something a little bit thicker to show you, but anyway, let's use my thumb. Right, okay. You drill a hole through there and you screw it into the broom pole shaft against the flat of the neck. And then at this end, what you have to do, let me just explain this. You make the hole for the broom pole there. You don't make it there. You make it there. And then when you put the broom pole in at the right angle, and you get the guitar at the right angle and the broom pole the right length, you push the broom pole over to there, right? And then you put something there for strengthening. Maybe not much, but that means that the broom pole would be there. If you put the hole there for the broom pole, you've got nothing to work with because you're nothing to push against. So you have to put it either up higher or at the side. It would be nice if you could put the broom pole in and then back again, but it has to be a solid dowel rod going the whole way through. So there's no way to put the broom pole in other than that. Now I'm thinking out loud that maybe if you could get, but then again, this is not strong enough. I was thinking about a screwed, the way you can get a threaded bar that length, and you put a nut on one end and you put a nut on the other end, and you tighten up that end or you loosen that end to get pressure on it going either way you want it. The problem with that is that I don't think you can get a bar that wouldn't flex in the middle. It would flex there, side to side. So it has to be a solid structure going from one end to the other, with a bolt at this end going right through to a dowel at that end. How I work the dowel. See, I don't like cutting a hole in there because that weakens it a bit, because that's probably the strongest part, and that's the strongest part, and I'm hoping to pull those two ends together with a bolt there, and that would push the top up. I shouldn't have started working on guitars tonight, because this is my second guitar that's gone. No, this hasn't gone quite wrong because it was bad in the first place, but my second guitar that's not playing the game.